Hey, what's up everyone, my name is Thijs and welcome to DualWielded. Since the last devlog for my mobile roguelike dungeon crawler with booted hell features, I mostly worked on music. Am I in any way experienced with making music? Well, actually I'm fairly skilled with my kazoo. No, I'm really not experienced with making music at all. But since I'm making this game as a school project, I need to show my teachers certain skills. One of those skills is sound design, or well, it's really anything sound related. My teammate worked on sound effects, and I worked on my kazoo cover of mine. No, actually a teacher suggested something specific. He told us that our game looked most like a finished project out of all the other games. So he suggested that we, instead of making stuff ourselves, we would use existing songs and mix and match them to the game. So in that way our game would look and sound even more finished. Now I'm not super duper proud of this, because normally I like to make absolutely everything myself. I hardly ever even use any assets from the asset store. But since the deadline for this game was last Thursday, I couldn't simply teach myself how to write music with a deadline like that. So I pretty much just did my best to mix it. I did this in FMod. So the song I used for the boss fight is called The Final Battle by Matashi. It'll be linked in the description, just like all the other songs. So FMod is a software that has a good relationship with Unity. You can link them together and even change parameters. I'll explain. So the song starts with this slower part. When the actual fight starts, the song will be here. Now this part will loop forever, until I go to this parameter I made called boss health. Whenever the boss health gets under 50, the song proceeds. It'll do a little build up and will loop again in this part. Which is more intense. As you can obviously tell, this makes sure that later in the boss fight, more intense music will play, making the final part more intense. Whenever the boss health is reduced to 0, the song will instantly jump to the sound effect that I created in Audacity. As you've probably already spotted, there are more parameters I created. Player health and is ghost. Player health speaks for itself, and is ghost means that the player is a ghost. Now if this is the first time that you see anything of this game, in this game you play as a ghost that can take control of corpses spread throughout the dungeon. Now whenever the player is inside of a corpse, that sounded weird, the song plays normally. But whenever the player leaves the corpse, it sounds like this. You know, maybe the spirit realm sounds different, I don't know. The same kind of things happens when the player's health lowers. The song's pitches lowers when it's equal to 2 and lowers even more when it's equal to 1, giving it this effect that games like Call of Duty have when your health is low. As I've said before, you can connect your FMod files with a Unity project and set the parameters and stuff like that. So basically I made sure that every time the player gets hit and its health lowers, I set the player health equal to the player's health. The same is done whenever the player heals himself. I also added a song that's played while exploring the dungeon, a song that's played while in combat, and a song that's played when the player is in the safe zone. What? Safe zone? Yeah, it's really nothing special. It's the room in which you start and the room you enter after defeating the boss. There's a shopkeeper in there, there's a sprite of a shopkeeper in there. Also, the ghost character now has this, like circle of light or something. Well, actually it's more like a donut of darkness. After this we fixed some small things, and mostly what I did was just balancing. I think it turned out alright. So this devlog is somewhat the final devlog. Somewhat. The school project is finished. There were still some things that we wanted to add, like an actual shopkeeper. There are also some random things we forgot to add, which we thought about too late, like when you die you don't even lose any coins or keys. Small stuff like this is what the game is still lacking. My teachers really liked my game and were very satisfied with what we managed to make in such a short time. But I've been thinking, especially since people asked me several times, do I want to keep working on this game, to maybe in the end publish it? Honestly, I'd like to, but I'd still need to do a lot and won't have the time to add a lot. I'd still have to strip the game from all of its audio and make everything myself, or ask someone else to do it. I'll have to do a lot of bug fixing, I'll have to give the game a higher replay value. I have to implement some ads, a premium version that will cost you like 12 euros and a wet baguette. Now, I'm personally up for the challenge. I'll just have to ask my teammate what he'd like to do, and if he thinks it's okay for me to finish our game solo. But for now, Thanks a lot for watching. Next video will be the first devlog for a game I'm working on that teaches the player sign language in a fun way, so make sure to subscribe if you're not already. Also, last video I asked for 20 million likes, but we're not there just yet, so for this video I'll just make the like goal 4.3 million. See you later, crocodile. Oh, sorry guys, there won't actually be any more devlogs from now on because I just received an email from the original Kazoo Kid 1274. He wants to go on a tour and rule the world of every music genre ever with our kazoo covers. So I'll finally be able to show the world my crazy kazoo talent.